An alert day is in the forecast Thursday. We're tracking more snow coming up.
New facilities for Middleton students. A look at the project renderings we're getting from board members this morning.
Plus, the U.S. and its allies starting to roll out sanctions against Russia for sending troops into eastern Ukraine. This is News 3 Now this morning on a February 23rd morning. I'm Josh Breiter.
Thanks for waking up with us, everybody. I'm Leah Lynchide. One storm wrapping up, another on the way. We're giving you the first warn on another alert day coming tomorrow.
Yeah, this one with the chance for some snow accumulation. Meteorologist Chris Reese is timing it out in your certified most accurate forecast. Hi, Chris.
It's not a lot of snow, but nonetheless, every snow event we've had so far this winter has really kind of lined up in that 2 to 4 inch range, and that's exactly what we're dealing with Thursday and into your Thursday night. Here's Future Track. Look at the snow starting to move into the upper Midwest. This is 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday. That begins to overspread us between the evening commute and midnight at this point. So this is 9:30. That's likely when we'll see some of that heaviest snow right on top of parts of southern Wisconsin. That moves out of here by early in the morning on Friday. That being said, it's cold morning now. Post-storm from yesterday, we're sitting at 6 degrees right now. Winds out of the north and west at 12 miles per hour. Janesville still at 10. 2 for Wisconsin Dells. It is 0 in Black River Falls. So there's some colder air that is trying to filter in to parts of Wisconsin. Milwaukee, Kenosha, just a little bit warmer along that lakeshore. You factor in the wind. It feels like 9 below 0 in Madison, 11 below 0 for the Dells. Viroqua feeling like 14 below 0. So it's a cold morning for a lot of folks as you begin to head out the door. But we're clearing out. We had some snow showers and flurries over us earlier. Those snow showers and flurries have moved out of the picture at this point. Let's take it hour by hour. Let's plan my day, Chris, shall we? Let's move forward. We're in the single digits. We have some sunshine early on. Here comes more cloud cover later on tonight, and then the snow actually really starts to move in by tomorrow afternoon. Watch the clock. This is 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. Snow starting to arrive from the south at that point. Temperatures in the teens into the evening, and we are still dealing with the snow coming down at that point. This is when the bulk of the snow will actually be over us. 1:30 in the morning Friday, we start to see the back edge of that snow moving into the picture. By 6:30 in the morning Friday, it's out of here. That'll give our road crews ample time to begin to catch on up. So the alert day is on Thursday, not so much for Friday at this point. By Saturday, we're a little warmer, 34 degrees, and that comes with sunshine. So what that will do is really kind of help with melting on Saturday. The sun angle much higher this time of the year, so the sun more powerful. 30s through early next week, then 40s start to show up. I'm tracking another system perhaps by the end of next week.
March already less than a week away.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? I feel like this winter just flew by.
This winter did fly by.
It's because it was so dry, right?
No, that part drug for me. I think it's just life.
I think it's just life.
Poor Chris.
Life flies by sometimes, you know.
Aw, Chris.
All right, thanks, buddy. 6:03 right now, the Middleton Cross Plains Area School District is moving forward with plans to build a multi-million-dollar stadium complex at the high school.
At their meeting last night, the Plan Commission laid out its plans for the project. It has a price tag of up to $12 million. Significant upgrades have been made over the years to other school buildings, including the construction of a new elementary school. But the district hasn't specifically focused on improving athletics facilities until now.
Yes, it is a fast-track project in part because we already have some construction equipment that's there. We can mobilize the process, and this is just one of a very unique and opportunistic time to be able to do this. So if all goes well and we can make this work, it would be great to have the project done mostly by this fall.
So officials say a Middleton High School alumnus donated $5 million to help with the project. The district will put forth $2 million. The rest of the project will be funded by the Middleton Cross Plains Education Foundation.
Around the state this morning, a bill that would borrow $42 million to pay for a new juvenile youth prison in Milwaukee County appears to unlikely pass the legislature. Assembly Speaker Robin Voss says it's unlikely because it's hard to approve borrowing money before an exact date is determined. 4 years ago, the legislature voted to close the Lincoln Hills Juvenile Prison located north of Wausau. However, lawmakers never came through with the money for a replacement facility.
Wisconsin tribes delivering a list of grievances to lawmakers during their annual State of the Tribes address. Shannon Hulsey is president of the Stockbridge-Munsee Band of Mohican Indians. She delivered this year's speech, during which she touched on election bills, climate change, discrimination, and a lack of infrastructure.
We are tracking some breaking news this morning. Ukraine is declaring a state of emergency, urging its citizens to leave Russia.
Yeah, Ukraine has already begun mobilizing. Russia facing sanctions and widespread condemnation, but this hasn't kept Putin from retreating. As Bradley Blackburn reports, some world leaders fear he's on the verge of starting a full-scale war in Europe.
The U.S. and its allies have started to roll out sanctions against Russia for sending troops into eastern Ukraine, a move President Biden called the start of a broader offensive.
To put it simply, Russia just announced that it is carving out a big chunk of Ukraine.
The sanctions announced Tuesday target 2 Russian state banks and several individuals linked to the Kremlin. The president described the penalties as a first tranche and said more could follow.
If Russia goes further with this invasion, we stand prepared to go further as with sanctions.
Russian leader Vladimir Putin showed no sign of backing down. Yesterday, he defended his decision to recognize 2 separatist areas as independent states and said Moscow now has an obligation to defend them. Satellite images showed new Russian military deployments to the region. Today, here at the United Nations, the General Assembly is set to meet, and the deteriorating situation in Ukraine will be the focus of the conversation.
It is high time to return to the path of dialogue and negotiations.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken canceled Thursday's sit-down with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. The White House says it's still open to talks.
We're never going to completely close the door to diplomacy, and I don't think the Secretary of State did that either. But just to build on what he just said, diplomacy can't succeed unless Russia changes course.
U.S. officials say President Putin and the Kremlin don't appear to be looking to engage in serious discussions. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
The White House has been coordinating sanctions with allies, including Germany, which put a hold on the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, a top Putin project that would carry natural gas from Russia to Europe. Japan and Australia are the latest to impose sanctions on Russia.
Students in eastern Ukraine, meanwhile, are learning about bulletproof vests and explosives, as well as practicing evacuation drills this morning. The city, which is under Ukrainian government control, is home to tank, aircraft, and tractor factories. It lies 25 miles from the Russian border. Ukrainians say they've identified it as a possible Russian target. All right, 6:07 on your Wednesday. Coming up, Aaron Rodgers explaining his big Instagram post and telling us when he'll make a decision on his future in Green Bay.
Plus, prom has become a big-ticket event for teens, and one of the priciest items is the dress. We're in the 608 this morning with a local sale that's too good to miss.
Delivery is always fresh because we check our produce at every stop on its journey to you. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Pick and save. Fresh for everyone.
At McGann Furniture in Baraboo, we know that hardworking people want the most value for their money. When you shop at McGann, we've already sorted out and selected the brands that we feel offer you the most bang for your buck. From young couples just starting out to senior citizens, we offer a huge selection at prices that will fit your budget. Plus, most purchases include free delivery and setup. And remember, at McGann, we don't raise our prices only to lower them later for a sale. Discover the difference at McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo.
Before treating your chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, you're not the only one with questions about Botox. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they even start, with about 10 minutes of treatment once every 3 months. So ask your doctor if Botox is right for you, and if a sample is available.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 92% of current users said they wish they talked to their doctor and started Botox sooner. Plus, right now, you may pay $0 for Botox. Ask your doctor about Botox today.
From working out to catching up, and of course, game night, your home is the groundwork for all of life's awesome moments. This is Tom Coyle. My family and I say thank you. We're proud to have been a part of this community for 77 years. And during our 77th anniversary event, carpet installation is just $77. Coyle Carpet One Floor and Home. Beautiful, made affordable. Locally owned and operated since 1945.
As much as we try to plan in life, there's always the unexpected. At the Burris Group at UBS, we're ready. Ready with a team of financial advisors that help you with your financial life, to help you plan for the good times and manage the surprises, with strategies designed to help maintain your lifestyle and stay the course. Give us a call today to start the conversation.
At Pick and Save, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales for prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now this morning.
We're back at 6:11 this morning. Time to slow things down and see what's happening in the 608 at this hour. We're talking about prom and prom dresses with the season quickly approaching. It's going to be here before we know it. And with that, a lot of folks are already looking for those prom dresses. But like everything else, they can cost a pretty penny. But happening this weekend, only at Goodwill of South Central Wisconsin, they have 1,500 prom dresses available at one fixed price, just $29.99. Every single one of them donated during the pandemic. At their Verona Road location only, you're going to find many dresses still new with tags on them. They've got many long and short styles, a rainbow of colors, many fabric choices, and all shapes and sizes.
This is the first time we've done a prom dress event. We've done smaller events like bicycle events and that sort of thing, but this is the first time we've had the opportunity to do a prom dress event. Customers can try on the dresses and make sure they're the right style, the right fit before they take them home. And so we've got it covered.
Goodwill South Central Wisconsin is 100% local and 100% nonprofit, so all proceeds from the sale of these donations stay right here within the communities they serve. Again, you can shop the prom dress sale at the Goodwill Verona Road location only this weekend. They're open Saturday from 9 in the morning to 9 at night and Sunday from 10 to 6.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. Prom memories can last a lifetime. You look back at those pictures and they mean so much to you. No one should skip prom because they can't afford a dress.
Yeah, even for 1 year, that's an expensive task.
So
but
expensive.
For folks like you, I know you went to prom 4 years in a row. You think of 4 years of buying prom dresses. For some families, that's got to be very, very difficult.
And stressful. And I can't imagine. My heart goes out to parents who are thinking, you know, how the heck are we going to scrape together the money to pay for these dresses? Goodwill really stepping up here.
And it's all about their mission, too, of, you know, creating that access for everyone in the community, and it all goes to a good cause. So this weekend only, starting Saturday, and get there early because I'm guessing that they're going to be going fast.
Dresses look beautiful.
They really do. All right, remember to let me know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out either on social media or email for a chance to be featured.
6:13 now. Let's turn over to Chris Reese and your certified most accurate weather. How's it going, Chris?
All right, it's time to develop a game plan as we start to move towards, there we go. It's time to develop a game plan as we start to move towards your Thursday night. This is where our next snow system is going to be coming into the picture. This is a little more than 24 hours away at this point. By this afternoon, yeah, we're in that take action territory. We'll be talking about that tomorrow. The snow system arrives Thursday afternoon and evening, the heaviest likely falling between the evening commute and midnight. That'll be out of here by the time we get you towards early on Friday morning. That was model number 1. Model number 2 really paints the same story. In fact, check it out, 9:30. You see where that heaviest snow is trying to shape up at that point. By the time we get you towards 5 o'clock in the morning Friday, most of that is gone. But we're watching travel impacts that'll come with it. Minor to moderate impacts start as early as Thursday at 2 o'clock. By 6 o'clock, it's moderate impacts for really most of southern Wisconsin at that point, even parts of northern Illinois. Midnight, we're back down to minor impacts, and you see how there were no impacts really by the time we get you towards your Friday morning. This is East Washington at 2nd Street. Traffic moving along with no issues because of icy spots on some of the side streets. A lot of your side streets and neighborhoods are a little slick. Use some caution early on this morning, but by 7 o'clock, I went back to green because it's just a little bit of caution. For the most part, we really do get the green light for most of today. Just be mindful of those neighborhood roads. The road crews have been incredible at keeping things clear. This is traffic around the Madison area right now. We're not seeing anything other than the usual out there. That's what you love to see on a Wednesday morning. Isn't that right, Josh Sprider?
We love to see it.
You love to see it. We're going to see quiet traffic conditions, at least right now, for most of southwest Wisconsin.
Yeah, maps looking much better than what they were at this time yesterday.
I know, yeah.
All right, Chris Reese, thank you. 6:15 right now. The Packers aren't huge fans of the franchise tag. The last time they tagged a player was all the way back in 2010 when they franchised Ryan Pickett. That streak could end over the next couple of weeks with Devontae Adams. The All-Pro wideout has an expiring contract, and the tag makes sense, but Adams has hinted he doesn't want it. Talks between him and the Packers haven't happened since the end of the season.
We're going to be waiting just a little bit longer to know what Aaron Rodgers' plans are for the future. Many people expected him to announce his retirement yesterday after a pretty emotional Instagram post you probably saw Monday night. He says he hasn't made that decision yet.
I don't think about that before I post something like that. And I think unless you've gone through certain experiences and had, frustration and been near the bottom and then get near the top and understand the beauty in life, and I think then you might say things about that. That's a cryptic message. I mean, there's nothing cryptic about gratitude.
Rodgers says he just finished a 12-day cleanse to help himself recenter, and he came out of that process with a sense of gratitude, hence that post on Instagram. Rodgers did reassure everybody a decision will come sooner rather than later, though it has been 32 days since his season ended, and he has just 3 weeks left before the offseason.
Well, an exciting update to a 608 story I did last month. The Green Bay Packers will be adding a new member to its Fan Hall of Fame this afternoon. You'll remember last month we talked to Jeff Yasek from Mazomanie. He's one of the 10 finalists. The announcement is set to start at 2 o'clock this afternoon in Green Bay. President and CEO Mark Murphy will be in attendance to announce that award.
I know Jeff's mom just texted you about this. This is so exciting.
I'm guessing Jeff didn't sleep a wink last night. You saw how excited he was for this. They're going to be driving up to Lambeau for this afternoon, so they're super excited. He's getting an escort and everything from the Mazomanie Fire and Police Department there. So, of course, we're going to have updates. You can look for those updates later today and, of course, tomorrow morning.
You know, we'll have our fingers crossed all afternoon waiting for the news. Go, Jeff, go.
I've got a good feeling, but, either way, he's a winner in our books. So.
Absolutely. You're right. Very good point. 6:17 now. Late winter storms can't only cause traffic, but shipping delays, something the Girl Scouts hope to avoid by moving their cookie selling season this year from February to March. Though they haven't run into any issues yet, they do want to be prepared for anything.
So we're planning for the best and, have some backup plans. Should they be necessary? We have acknowledged that there are different ways of selling. So depending upon the family's comfort level, you can have no contact, you can have minimal contact, you can have the most traditional way.
So Girl Scout troops get their cookies from one of two companies. The company that our area Girl Scouts use is not experiencing delays right now. Good news. Cookie season kicks off just a week from this Saturday, 10 days away. You can find a list of local booths by searching your zip code in the Badgerland Girl Scouts website.
And now I want a cookie.
Oh, hungry.
Oh, sounds good. Well, beekeepers across the country are buzzing about the theft of bee colonies this morning. It's a growing crime hitting one area hard this time of year. CBS's Daniel Backus shows us how beekeepers are protecting their livelihood.
It's a sticky problem for beekeepers in California. Authorities say in the last few weeks, more than 1,000 beehives worth hundreds of thousands of dollars have been stolen from orchards statewide. Beekeeper Claire Towser had 384 hives stolen.
It's very difficult for professional beekeepers like us to keep our hives alive, and it takes us over a year to build a healthy hive. And so when it's stolen from us, it's not something we can easily replace.
The theft is a unique crime that occurs in California this time of year when almond trees start to bloom. Beekeepers from across the country bring billions of honeybees to California to rent them to growers who use them to pollinate their crops.
Almond pollination now makes up over half of beekeeping revenues, so it makes up more than actually honey production.
Experts say the demand, coupled with a weakened bee supply and soaring costs to rent a hive for pollination, makes it a competitive industry. Brittany Goodrich, a professor at the University of California, Davis, says this is not a crime of opportunity.
So yeah, it has to definitely be another commercial beekeeper or someone with a forklift, someone with, a bee suit or knowledge of when and how to move bees.
Police recovered Towser's hives, but she still feels the impact.
And when these hives are stolen from us, it feels like, a direct violation of our trust. We haven't slept. Even though we recovered our hives, this is something that has just really shook us.
Beekeepers are using GPS tracking devices, surveillance cameras, and other technology to protect their hives. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Theft of any agricultural products with $250 is considered a felony in California. The almond industry is now growing self-compatible almond varieties that will require fewer honeybees for pollination. 6:20 is your time right now, and still ahead for us this morning, a look at the Chihuahuas taking the internet by storm.
And ahead in our next half hour, Wisconsin lawmakers pushing for new legislation on education reform. We'll break it down for you. Stay with us.
This portion of News 3 Now is brought to you by Shopko Optical.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
With thyroid eye disease, my whole world became about my eyes. I hid my bulging eyes, and double vision made things look like this. But then my doctor recommended Tepezza, a prescription medicine that treats thyroid eye disease. With my symptoms under control, things are really opening up.
In a clinical study, nearly 7 out of 10 patients taking Tepezza saw improvements in double vision, and more than 8 out of 10 patients had less eye bulging. Tepezza is an infused medicine. Patients taking Tepezza may experience infusion reactions. Tell your doctor right away if you have symptoms such as high blood pressure, fast heartbeat, shortness of breath, or muscle pain. Before receiving Tepezza, tell your doctor if you have diabetes, inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD, or are pregnant or planning to become pregnant. Tepezza may raise your blood sugar even if you do not have diabetes, and may worsen IBD such as Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis.
My world is more than just my eyes.
Ask your doctor about Tepezza and visit mytepezza.com to see Jeannie's before and after photos.
Come experience Floor & Decor's grand opening in Monona. With our unmatched selection of tile, wood, stone, laminate, vinyl, and more, all at everyday low prices, at Floor & Decor, you'll discover the perfect products for shopping on trend and on budget, all in one stop. Plus, our helpful associates make realizing your vision easy from start to finish, so your upgrade has never been more you. Discover your new Floor & Decor, now open in Monona, or visit us online at flooranddecor.com.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
My name is Mike Williams.
I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
We're back at 6:23. Melissa sharing her spring-like morning with us.
She knows I love a good farmland pick.
Look at that barn. You can see a lot of melting going on there. A little bit of a stream. Very, very pretty scene there.
Very pretty. Melissa, thanks for sharing. If you are taking a picture this morning, anytime soon, make sure you use the hashtag MyNews3Morning and post it on social so we can find and share our favorites. Speaking of favorites, this is a pretty cool story. 2 chihuahuas on a chopper are taking the internet by storm.
It's about dogs on a hog, a Harley Davidson, that is. Meet Butters and Mama. The pair already receiving millions, yes, millions of views on TikTok. The owner says he was already taking the dogs for rides when his girlfriend suggested he start filming it.
Okay, chihuahuas are such silly little dogs anyway. You kind of giggle when you see their little faces. So
look at the little helmets.
Throw them on a motorcycle and you're gonna giggle.
Oh my goodness. I know, like, when I first read this, when it said chopper, like Chris Reese had said, he thought it was gonna be like a helicopter.
Well, that would
chopper,
sure be
Harley
something.
Davidson.
I was ready for a chihuahua on a helicopter.
You know, I'm sure a lot of people who own choppers are taking their chihuahuas up in them. That's just not anyone we know.
Look at the little backpack thing.
Hi, little buddy. They must like the ride, huh?
They must.
The wind in their face. Dogs love that.
They really do.
They really do. Bascom wouldn't quite fit on a little chopper. The big chopper.
Bascom would need a big chopper.
I don't know.
Bascom would need one of those three-wheeled or the sidecar. What our producer Devin just said.
She's basically like a little human. That would be fun.
A little human?
And kind of a big human.
Big human.
She's catching up to me.
She's bigger than you.
No,
yes,
not
she
quite.
is. She is
not quite.
She's a big dog.
She is big. She's very friendly. Doesn't jump on anyone.
She is fun.
I
I'm due for a visit.
Uncle Josh.
I know. It's been a while.
Let's go.
She's a little shy.
She is shy. She's quiet.
It's kind of adorable to watch. She's
We've taken her into the newsroom, and she doesn't bark. She doesn't jump. She's very
quiet.
Dog.
So unlike you, huh?
With that, let's get to the bus stop forecast.
Wow. All right, so the bus stop forecast this morning. Oh, my gosh. We're waking up to some sunshine early on, friends, but we're going to see some of that cloud cover increase as we go into the afternoon. Temperatures top out into the upper teens, right around 20 or so.
All right. Stay with us, folks. You're watching News 3 Now this morning. We thank you for that, and we'll be right back.
Keeping my mouth shut.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
How much money have you wasted trying to find the right shade of foundation to match your skin tone? You end up with so many unused bottles, yet you can't bear to throw them out. Now, there's Color Beauty Self-Adjusting Foundation, which means you'll never search for the perfect shade again.
It's really difficult for me to find a good tone foundation. I usually purchase about 3 or 4 and sometimes mix them. Color Beauty is a game changer in finding the right foundation. You put it on your skin and it transforms into your own skin tone.
The Color Beauty foundation is so simple to put on. My skin looks great and it just looks awesome.
The key to the innovative Color Beauty formula is tiny color beads that release and blend to perfectly match your skin tone as you apply it. The foundation is white when it comes out of the bottle, but when I begin to apply it, it adjusts to blend perfectly with the color of my skin.
My biggest problem area is my cheeks right here. Color Beauty feels really light on my skin, and I can tell that it is pretty full coverage, so it looks like I don't have too much foundation on, but it is covering all my acne scars like I was saying before. I actually really love it.
It's weightless and it's full coverage, and also it literally just matches my skin as soon as I put it on. It's no work. I've never experienced a foundation like this.
Color Beauty only comes in 2 colors, light and medium. If you have fair skin or you burn easily, go with the light. If you have darker skin, skin, go with the medium. Plus, with an SPF of 50, they're getting the highest level of sun protection in a lightweight formula. And best of all is Color Beauty's exclusive special. Order this Valentine's Day and get 40% off. That means you'll get the color adjusting foundation, the skin smoothing primer, and the fan favorite lash enhancer for thicker, longer looking lashes at 40% off. Plus, get free shipping. Visit color40.com or call the number on your screen.
This is the purpose-built Ford F-150. It's a beast with brains. You know what? Skip this video. Go see one at the auto show.
It's auto show time, the best time to buy a Ford F-150 with ways to power up this and that. Work smarter. Muscle for most anything. Plus, special auto show offers to help you bring one home today. Order your F-150 during auto show to lock in this special Flex Buy offer. Plus, get an extra $1,000 retail order bonus.
Right now, roads clearing up after yesterday's ice storm, but crews still warning caution as you head out the door this morning.
And as soon as those roads get better, they could become snow-covered again. We have an alert day to talk about from the First Warn forecast.
Plus, today marks 2 years since 3 men killed Ahmaud Arbery while jogging. How the state of Georgia is remembering that somber day. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Josh Ryder. Chris Stanford has the morning off. We start this morning with the state of the roads at this hour. The Madison Streets Division says they've been working for the past 36 hours to make sure that ice is cleared.
So this morning's commute should be better than yesterday, though you should still expect some slippery spots. Major highways have seen really big improvements, but the Department of Transportation says less traveled county highways still pretty ice covered. Crews this morning, though, already shifting their attention to the next major weather event.
We're going to keep going and be ready for Thursday when that storm comes too, and hope for an early spring. Let's hope that groundhog was right.
If you haven't treated your sidewalks already, you have until noon today to remove snow and ice from any city sidewalks on your property. Cold temperatures overnight and this morning means salt will be less effective, and you should resort to laying down sand instead. If sidewalks are not cleared, the city will clear them and leave you a bill. We have a list of all of those locations where you can pick up sand for free on the Channel 3000 mobile app.
All right, speaking of that next weather event, it's an alert day in store for your Thursday. Chris Reese is breaking it down. Hi, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking snow moving into the picture, perhaps 2 to 4 inches of accumulating snow moving into the picture. That arrives after you've gone to work Thursday, and it starts as you're starting to head home on Thursday. So no issues expected for the Thursday morning commute. This is Thursday at 3 o'clock. You see the snow starting to move in between the commute and midnight. That's when we'll see the heaviest of the snow. This in particular is 9:30. You see some of those darker blues hanging out over parts of southern Wisconsin at that point. We get towards the morning commute on Friday, the snow is really starting to move out of here at that point. In fact, I'm expecting perhaps a nice sunrise for some of us on Friday. We're going to see a sunrise as beautiful this morning as well. 6 our current temperature. You factor in the wind, it feels like 9 below zero right now. Janesville still hanging out at 10 degrees. Everywhere else, other than the lakeshore, you are into the single digits this morning. In fact, a couple of goose eggs, 0 for Camp Douglas and Black River Falls out there this morning. Check it out. Camp Douglas, you're stepping out the door and it feels like 15 below zero. For Viroqua, it feels like 14 below zero as you begin to head out the door this morning. Janesville, good morning to you guys. It feels like 4 below, 9 below for us in Madison. Doppler track had some flurries on it this morning. Those flurries have since moved out of Wisconsin and into northern parts of Illinois. This is that sunshine that we will see at least early on this morning. But into the afternoon, a couple more clouds may start to move into the mix. And then at 1:30, Here comes the snow starting to arrive out of the south. By 8 o'clock, we're going to be seeing more snow tomorrow night. This is the steadiest period of that snow. Temperatures will be into the teens. Once again, it'll be a little cold for salt to be effective as the snow is coming down. 1:30 in the morning, here comes the back edge of that snow that starts to move out of the picture. Friday at 7:30, yes, we are drying things out at that point. Your alert day is Thursday. Friday, I can't rule out an early flurry, but we'll gradually start to see that sun trying to come back for us. It does come back for Saturday and Sunday. In fact, Saturday, we're going to be above freezing with temperatures in the 30s.
That'll help clean up the roadways, I think, a lot this weekend.
Yes, it will.
All right, Chris Reese, thank you. Well, with a lot of salt out on the sidewalks and streets this morning as we clean up from yesterday's storm and get ready for tomorrow's, it could have an impact on your pets.
Yeah, on your next walk around the block, you're going to want to be thinking about it. McKenna Alexander live this morning with some ways to keep your pup's paws safe. Hi, cutie.
Hey guys, we're here with Digit, who's giving me a bath, although we are at a pet salon, and we're here with owner Liz Johnson, who's going to be telling us some ways to keep your pets safe this winter. Now, Liz, if you're coming in from a winter walk, where obviously there's a lot of salt on the sidewalks, what should you be doing when you come back from those walks to keep them safe?
Yeah, it really depends on how heavily salted. Obviously, especially like right now, a day after what we had yesterday with all those ice storms, you definitely want to be a little extra careful and make sure you're either wiping the paws off, just depending on how particular your dog is. If they'll let you get them in the tub and really hose them off, there are different paw soaks that you can get that are actually like fizzing and they'll get in between. I also recommend something like this, like a waterless shampoo that you can pick up at most of your pet stores or salons, and that's just like a foaming one. You can put it on a washcloth and then you can just rub the feet if your dog's a little more picky about getting its feet done. So that works really well. But yeah, it's usually just making sure at least wiping it off at the very least if it's going to be a really salty situation like we have out there right now.
And using that waterless shampoo, if you have a type of dog that needs, 2, maybe even 3 walks a day, is it okay to still use that on their paws each time?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's very gentle. It's, similar to like washing your own hands. It's not a harsh chemical-ridden one. So that's why it's good to specifically get one that's for pets. Don't use like Dawn Dish Soap or something like that on their feet. You want to make sure it's a nice waterless one because that's a no-rinse formula. So it's designed that you don't have to rinse it off.
Okay, and if your dog is licking their paws with salt, will that make them sick?
It shouldn't. They would have to lick quite a bit of it to make them sick. Really be careful of obviously the smaller dogs, different proportions. And then also definitely be using at your own house, if you're going to be walking your dogs like in your front walk or things like that, to use that pet safe salt. And you can get those at most of your hardware stores, specific salt that's safe for the dogs to lick, and it's going to be less harmful on their paws.
Okay, perfect. Liz Johnson, everyone, thank you very much. And if you would like to see more tips and tricks on keeping your pup safe this winter, head on over to our website at channel3000.com. Back to you guys this morning.
McKenna Alexander. McKenna, thank you.
6:35 now. The Republican-controlled Senate is moving ahead with a package of voting changes. Republicans say the bills are a response to problems identified in reports on the 2020 election by the Nonpartisan Legislative Audit Bureau. One of the bills would give the legislature control over guidance to local election clerks. Another bill would limit who can claim to be indefinitely confined, which allows them to vote absentee without showing a photo ID. Governor Evers is expected to veto that legislation.
The Wisconsin Assembly is focusing its energy on passing a number of education reform bills. One bill would allow parents to sue schools if they're somehow prevented from setting their child's religion or pronouns, plus the ability to sue if they can't get information about their child's education. A lot of these bills were first introduced as part of a Republican-authored education reform package just 2 weeks ago. The Wisconsin Rural Schools Alliance says that's too fast for educational organizations to weigh in.
I really don't think both sides of the story are getting told at public hearings. I foresee causing a lot of litigation because a lot of terms are not very well defined.
Democrats say it's part of a national push to politicize public education. The dueling will most likely continue up until they reach Governor Evers' desk, where he would likely veto the bills.
A Wisconsin man convicted of poisoning his wife will get a new trial after the U.S. Supreme Court decided against taking up the case. Last year, the Wisconsin Supreme Court concluded that Mark Jensen deserved a new trial for the 1998 death of his wife, Julie. Prosecutors in that trial had used a voicemail and letter from Julie that expressed fear of her husband that helped get him convicted. Last year, the state Supreme Court said those statements shouldn't have been used. The U.S. Supreme Court did not say why they would not hear the case.
Around Wisconsin this morning, one person is dead and a second still missing after a fire at a downtown Sturgeon Bay bar. It happened at Butch's Bar on 3rd Avenue. The historic building has a bar on the lower level, but also includes 20 apartments. Before the body was discovered, crews said both people missing were renters. Neither of them have been identified.
The Sun Prairie School District changing up its mask policy depending on the grade level. After March 1st, masks will not be required for students in grades 6 through 12, though they will be strongly recommended. They will still be required for elementary classrooms until at least April 4th. They'll also still be required for all students who are riding school buses or any other district vehicles. To see how your district is planning to move forward with masking, we have a story breaking it all down on channel3000.com. We are still waiting on Madison Public Schools to announce its plans.
In just a few hours, a convoy of trucks called the People's Convoy will take off from California to Washington, D.C. to protest COVID restrictions in the U.S. This news comes days after a similar convoy in Canada shut down Ottawa for weeks.
We've actually been monitoring this closely. The Department of Homeland Security and the administration are tracking reports of a potential convoy that may be planning to travel to several U.S. cities, including Washington, D.C.
One group says it is planning to head from Pennsylvania to D.C. today. Another starting in California, then to the capital. Truckers are looking to repeat standoffs that shut down cities across Canada for weeks over COVID vaccine mandates.
Today marks the 2-year anniversary of the death of Ahmaud Arbery at the hands of 3 white men. Now his life is being remembered as the state of Georgia marks the first ever Ahmaud Arbery Day. Arbery was jogging back on February 23rd of 2019 when he was chased and killed by 3 white men who claimed they suspected him of burglary. All 3 were convicted of murder last year. Just yesterday, they were convicted on federal hate crimes. On Ahmaud Arbery Day, Georgians are being encouraged to run 2.23 miles in his memory.
It is a day for people to reflect, and definitely for the people of Georgia to reflect on why Ahmaud Arbery was killed.
Since Arbery's death, Georgia has revised its citizens arrest law and it's passed new hate crimes legislation. All 3 men convicted of his murder are now serving life sentences.
Just about 6:40 on a Wednesday morning. Live look outside East Washington Avenue looking towards the Capitol. Roads are in a little better shape this morning, but there are some slick spots out there, and we've got more snow to talk about in the forecast. Chris Reese is timing it out for us in just a few minutes.
And 100 years to the day, remembering a historic ice storm on February 22 of 1922. The pictures when we return.
Plus, we're in the 608 with a prom dress sale that's too good to miss, and it's all for a good cause.
It's your last chance to save big at Ashley's President's Day Mattress Marathon Sale. Get the guaranteed best offer at Wisconsin's #1 mattress retailer. Plus, save up to 65% off doorbusters like these, only at Ashley.
So with Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more?
Yeah, home, car, motorcycle, all bundled together. Just like that breakfast burrito.
So can I get chorizo?
Yeah, metaphorically, yeah.
Carnitas.
Just chicken. Just give me a bunch of chicken.
Oh, bacon?
Oh, wait, there isn't too much hot sauce, is there? I have a sensitive palate.
I actually like hot sauce. Can I get chips?
How about guacamole?
I don't really know what we're talking about anymore.
Burritos.
Okay.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
What can Sono Bello do for you? How about a new shape?
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
New confidence.
I can see a huge difference. Look at this.
New you.
I can wear a little black dress. I feel sexy.
With Sono Bello, you can remove stubborn body fat permanently in just one visit. Don't wait a moment longer to reveal the new you.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation with Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and find out how you can get $250 off. Sono Bello uses Tri-Sculpt micro-laser liposuction to remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently for incredible transformations in just one visit.
I have one big regret. I didn't go sooner.
Call 1-888-622-8360 or go to sonobello.com.
It's your last chance to get our very best deals of the season, including doorbusters up to 65% off. Plus, take bonus holiday discounts off our sale prices in-store and online. And interest-free financing for 5 years. The biggest President's Day sale in Wisconsin is on now at Ashley.
U.S. ad spending is set to surpass $300 billion by 2022, and the greater Madison area is poised for major growth. So now would be a great time to consider a career in multimedia sales and to join our team selling our top-rated media and digital solutions. Work for a company that offers training, autonomy, flexibility, income growth, upward mobility, and work-life balance with a competitive wage. If you have a passion to drive results for local businesses, then visit morganmurphymedia.com right now to apply.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now this morning.
We're back at 6:43 with the 6-year battle for equal pay for members of the U.S. women's national soccer team finally coming to an end with a landmark settlement. In court documents, the women argued they earned just over a third of what the men made for the same number of games. Opposing lawyers claim the men's team required more skill than the women's team. The legal battle also centered around unequal training facilities, flights, and hotels. The settlement will guarantee back pay for the women and promises equal pay going forward.
It is a huge win for us, for women's sports, for women. The justice comes in the next generation, never having to go through what we went through. It's equal pay across the board from here on out.
The women have won 4 World Cup trophies since 1991. The men haven't made even a semifinal since 1930. The settlement is contingent on the U.S. Soccer Federation reaching a new contract with the Players Union next month.
Here's a really neat history lesson for you. Yesterday's ice storm happened exactly 100 years after another historic ice storm on 2/22/1922. A century ago in southern Wisconsin, the storm started with rain while northern parts of the state dealt with crippling freezing rain and blizzard conditions. Take a look at some of these old historic pictures. That storm caused widespread damage and power outages all the way from the Twin Cities across Wisconsin to Lake Michigan. It destroyed trees, downed utility poles, even stopped trains because the rails were iced over.
The trains are all paralyzed, but at the same time, some kids skated to school or were boated to school across flooded waters.
So some folks compared the constant breaking of trees and branches back then to the noise of a war zone. That's how loud it was. It also took months to recover, costing upwards of $30 million. Get this, that would be close to $500 million.
Fascinating that we saw some of the same elements literally 100 years ago to the day.
Isn't that so interesting?
Good news that we didn't see quite as bad as what they saw back in 1922, though.
2/22/22.
Wow. And it's the 2/22/22. It's funny that it's that.
This year, right? Yeah,
Isn't that fascinating?
Ugh,
all right,
crazy.
Chris Reese, we're just geeking out over here. It's fine. Chris Reese always geeking out about the weather.
Yeah, it's a fun thing to geek out about. Today, weather-wise, things are going to be quiet for us. We are going to see an increase in cloud cover, though, as we go throughout today. We're in the single digits right now. In fact, our temperature right at 6 degrees. We'll be at 7 by the time we get to 7 o'clock. 16 by lunch. We top out at 20. We're back into the mid-teens by the time we're wrapping up or even sitting down for dinner later on tonight. Here's what happens as we move towards tomorrow. We have an alert day for the afternoon and Thursday night. This is where snow moves into the picture, and it's accumulating snow, perhaps 2 to 4 inches of it. This is 8 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. We're cloudy, hanging out into the middle teens. 25 by 2 o'clock, still dry at this point. But as we move into the evening, here comes that snow. This model stops at 12:30 in the morning, and we still have the snow falling at that point. That being said, use these next couple of hours to really kind of get that game plan together. So, you probably just shoveled up everything yesterday, but if you haven't yet, you might want to get that layer of ice from underneath what's going to fall on top of it tomorrow.
Messy, messy week.
Yes, it is.
All right, Chris Reese, thank you. 6:47 right now, and it's time to slow things down and see what's happening in the 608. Prom season quickly approaching, and hundreds of prom dresses are available for one small price this weekend. I'm talking about Goodwill of South Central Wisconsin's big two-day event starting Saturday. They have 1,500 prom dresses available, each for just $29.99. All of them were donated during the pandemic. Remember, Goodwill is 100% local and 100% nonprofit, so all proceeds from the sale of the donations stay within the communities they serve.
I remember kind of back in the day, when I was looking forward to prom and, how expensive this can be, and it's such a big event for people. And so to give people the opportunity to come for a low price, be able to have a prom dress and be able to go and experience that in the community, that's called accessibility, and that's what we're all about.
We love that mission too. Again, it's important to note the sale is only happening at the Verona Road location. That's the one right off the Beltline near the Home Depot. It starts Saturday when they're open from 9 in the morning to 9 at night, and Sunday from 10 to 6. You're encouraged to get there early to get that best assortment before they are gone.
Boy, there's nothing more special, more nostalgic than a beautiful, colorful prom dress. So I love that they're making this opportunity more accessible to the entire community.
And it's one of those days that you're going to remember forever, right?
Exactly.
I remember I went junior, senior year. I remember exactly what I was wearing, what my prom dates were wearing, and of course some of the funny stories that go along with the day itself too.
You should not get to go to prom because you can't afford a dress. So I love that Goodwill stepping out, making sure everybody can go.
And so many options available to that video. There are 1,500 dresses.
Beautiful too.
Just a rainbow of colors too. Just $29.99. Get there early. Get there right away Saturday morning if you want the best options. Yeah. Remember to let me know what inspires you in the 608. It's very, very easy to do. A lot of these story ideas I get from you at home. Remember that. You can reach out either on social media or email for a chance to be featured.
All right, 6:49 on your Wednesday. Coming up, we have everything you need to know to start your day in the morning sprint.
But first, it is February 23rd, and we want to say happy birthday to Decker and all the other kids turning 3 today. Happy birthday, and thanks for celebrating with us on News 3 Now this morning.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
President's Day is the best time to buy furniture, and Slumberland Furniture is having one of their biggest sales of the year.
Wow. Wow is right.
Deals up to 50% off throughout the store. The huge President's Sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Stretch your dollar with 11% off everything at Menards. Dutch Boy has the paints you need. DuraClean Interior Paint and Primer in 1 goes on easily and stays beautiful longer. Hurry in and pick up a gallon for $14.98 after rebates. Finish your update with Great Lakes Flooring. Great Lakes Vinyl Plank Flooring is durable, waterproof, and easily clicks together. All Great Lakes Flooring is 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
At Pick and Save, we believe fresh is all about standards. That's why we do up to a 27-point inspection on our produce. Like for oranges, we check for color and scarring and more, keeping only the best of the best on our shelves. Because when it comes to fresh for everyone, we believe the juice is worth the squeeze. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
My dog wants a yard.
Love it.
And another dog.
Have you looked at houses yet?
Not yet.
But that's good. I learned from Summit that it's better to start with a pre-approval anyway.
Right. Yeah. You can decide how much you're comfortable paying each month and then back into your price range.
Oh, and start putting the difference between your rent and your future mortgage into savings.
With Summit Credit Union, you might be more ready than you think.
I think it's great. Summit helps people build confidence and knowledge to move forward. It's your money. Own it. Summit Credit Union.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-6947. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. We'll even show you how to use your stimulus money to jumpstart our services and get you debt-free faster than you ever thought possible. Call Credit Associates now to see how much you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-6947.
President's Day is the best time to buy furniture and mattresses. And Slumberland Furniture is having one of their biggest sales of the year. Get an 8-inch foam queen mattress for just $222. Slumberland Sleep Solutions. We've reinvented mattress shopping.
Coil Carpet One Floor and Home. Beautiful, made affordable.
It is 6:52, time for the morning sprint.
The school district of Middleton Cross Plains getting a new stadium. The Board of Education approved the move during a meeting back on February 14th. Then at their meeting last night, the Plan Commission laying out a conceptual plan for the project. Officials say a Middleton High School alumnus donated $5 million toward the project. The district will pay $2 million. The rest of the project will be funded by the Education Foundation.
The man accused of causing a crash that killed a 65-year-old woman in Madison last month is looking for a new attorney this morning. He's facing 6 felonies connected to a hit and run on Milwaukee Street. Barbara Olson was severely injured and died days after that crash. Marcus Longino was supposed to hear evidence the state has against him yesterday, but his attorney asked to withdraw. A judge rescheduled the hearing to next month.
If you haven't treated your sidewalks already, you have until noon today to remove any snow and ice off your property. Cold temperatures last night and this morning means salt might be less effective, so you could switch over to sand. If you don't get it done yourself, the city will clear them for you and leave you with the bill. We have a list of locations where you can pick up free sand over on channel3000.com.
Jason Kajewski has withdrawn his request for a speedy trial. He's the man accused of breaking into a Columbia County home and killing another man he didn't know what happened back in 2019. A plea hearing is now set for April with a tentative trial scheduled in May.
The U.S. putting in place more sanctions against Russia in the ongoing tensions over whether Putin will invade Ukraine. In a show of solidarity, Germany is halting work on a pipeline that would have run from Russia to Germany. Secretary of State Antony Blinken also canceling a planned meeting in Geneva with his Russian counterpart. The Department of Defense is now moving troops to NATO's Eastern Front.
3 men already convicted of murdering Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia were found guilty of hate crimes in a federal trial. Gregory and Travis McMichael and William Roddy Bryan face up to life in prison for targeting the 25-year-old jogger because of the color of his skin. They were already sentenced to life in the first trial. It's Ahmaud Arbery Day in Georgia today, marking the day 2 years ago when Arbery was killed.
A jury will begin deliberations in the federal trial of 3 former Minneapolis officers involved in the killing of George Floyd. Former officer Derek Chauvin, already convicted in a state trial. Prosecutors say these 3 officers did nothing when Floyd said he couldn't breathe as Chauvin restrained him. Defense attorneys say they were inexperienced and not properly trained.
Mexico's Navy says it seized 3 tons of cocaine off Mexico's Pacific coast over the weekend following a high-speed chase at sea. It happened 68 nautical miles from the resort city of Cabo San Lucas. 3 suspects are in custody this morning and face charges linked to drug smuggling. The Mexican Navy says they're fighting organized crime and preventing criminal groups from operating in the Sea of Cortez area.
2 Utah National Guard Black Hawk helicopters crashed yesterday just outside of a popular ski resort in Salt Lake. According to a tweet, no crew members were injured. Both helicopters suffered serious damage. The accident is still under investigation. It's unclear right now how many people were on board.
We do have an alert day in the forecast. This is for Thursday and Thursday night. Accumulating snow coming our way, bringing with the possibility of upwards of 2 to 4 inches. This is Thursday at 4 o'clock. You see that snow moving into the picture. The heaviest of it falling between rush hour and midnight. After midnight, we'll see some lingering snow, but that should move out by the time we get towards the morning commute on your Friday. Planning out today. Road conditions still a little slick on the side streets. Main roads are in good shape. We're going to see our temperatures warming up to about 20 this afternoon. Cloud cover increases throughout today as well. This is tomorrow, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll see our snow moving in from the south. That's all over us into the afternoon. Snowfall amounts on the order of 1 to 3 to 2 to 4 inches across southern Wisconsin.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you so much for joining us, folks. Make it a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.